What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, February 8th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options on FanDuel for tonight's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Bradley Beal, Kristaps Porzingis, Luka Doncic, Andre Drummond, and LaMelo Ball on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up, number 5, we've got DeMar DeRozan. Shooting guard eligibility, 8,100, projected for 43 fantasy points. The goal is 50. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. We've got no LaMarcus Aldridge tonight. We've got no Lonnie Walker, so usage bumps and firmed minutes. Not that DeMar DeRozan's minutes are ever not firm, but even more so today than usual. 35 minutes, normally a 1.13 fantasy point per minute guy. We're bumping that up another 10th. 28% usage, 25, 6, and 6 is the baseline projection. And the Spurs get to take on the Golden State Warriors, one of the faster teams in the league. They actually gain 3 possessions over their normal averages. So all of those signs are just pointing in the perfect direction. Golden State, basically without real centers. 35 minutes, usage bump, pace bump. All of those things look great. DeRozan, 8,100, not the best price tag in the world, but it's still a good enough price tag to put him number 5 overall. Number 4, I'm going to DENZEL VALENTINE. Small forward eligibility, 4,400, projected for 29, goals 37. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. We've got no Lauri Markkanen tonight. We got no Otto Porter. So Valentine's going to see a big minutes bump. I've got him in for 30 minutes at a 0.95 fantasy point per minute rate. Neutral usage, 20%, so he's projected for 14 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, a stock and a half. All that seems perfectly fine on the surface. He's at a position that is notoriously difficult to fill, with a price tag that is incredibly great value, and the big one, take it on the Washington Wizards. This game is ultra quick for the Bulls. They gain 3.1 possessions over their averages. Huge pace up spot for Chicago. All of those other checkboxes, it's just like DeMar DeRozan, only less usage. Valentine is a fantastic value play, one of the best on the slate. You'll see him on the DraftKings video. Keep your eyes peeled for that. There's a link around here somewhere. He's just a no-brainer value option at a small forward position. That is a spot that I don't really like getting to people all that frequently. But today, Denzel Washington. Whew. I probably did that before and I didn't even notice it. DENZEL VALENTINE, a fantastic play today. Number 3, this one's pretty easy. It's got to be DeMarcus Cousins. Center eligibility, just 6K. I've got him projected for just shy of 38 fantasy points. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. We know we're going to be without Christian Wood for a pretty extended amount of time, so that's giving DeMarcus Cousins 30 minutes at the center spot, 1.25 fantasy points per minute, 14 points, 11 boards, 2.5 stocks. Neutral matchup against Charlotte, but I don't think Boogie's all that worried about Cody Zeller on the opposite side. This is just a spot where you don't really have a choice. His price is going to go up from this 6K mark, or at least I would expect it to. I assume he's somewhere in the 7s within the next game or 2. So now you just need to grab the value when you can. This is a perfect center opportunity. Charlotte's not that kind of matchup. It is a mild pace down spot, but it's less than 1 possession. So I'm just betting on the playing time. They don't have a ton of options at center. It's got to be Boogie the whole way. Get yourself DeMarcus Cousins. Number 2, we're going back to the Bulls. Shooting guard eligibility, 8,800, Zach LaVine, 48 fantasy point projection. Goal is only 53, so he's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. Everything I said about DENZEL VALENTINE is the same here, only LaVine runs the show. 36 minutes. He's normally a 1.15 fantasy point per minute guy. He gets such a boost from these guys being out that he's more like a 1.3 something fantasy point per minute guy. 33% usage. 31.5 real points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 stocks, and a monstrous pace up matchup. This is my favorite spot for like a true pay up guy that you don't normally get to. The number one guy that we're going to talk about is not going to be a surprise at all, given the current situation of the game. But I feel like I don't get to Zach LaVine all that often. And having these guys out, even at 8,800, makes LaVine look like a fantastic option. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's pretty close to 50 fantasy points just as a baseline projection. I mean, 60 is very realistic. 65 plus is on the table. We're talking, this is like a 2% outcome, but LaVine can actually break the slate against Washington. Now, there's another guy in this game on the opposite side that I like more, but right now, Zach LaVine is the number 2 contender. But before we get to that number 1 guy, one last reminder, like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell, and follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sim results. I'll be on live before lock tonight, so I'll drop my updates just before I go live. And then tune in tomorrow if you have the opportunity. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, we're starting a new show. It'll just be me. It's called The Process. It's going to be me going through my build for the morning, projecting out rotations and minutes, changing rates for different players. Everything that I do to normally prep for this video is now going to become a live stream starting at 6:30 a.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. So I got this video confused with my DraftKings video. I thought somebody else was at my number 1 spot, but that's on DK, which you guys can go watch. Number 1 value for today, Patrick Williams, power forward eligibility, 4,500, projected for 28. The goal is 38, and he's in the optimal lineup 40% of the time. I honestly thought that this was Bradley Beal. I should have known better because Bradley Beal is in the 10 spot here, but spoiler alert, Bradley Beal is highly ranked on DK today. Anyway, Patrick Williams is going to soak up a ton of playing time with Markkanen and Otto Porter out. I'm giving Patrick Williams 33 minutes. He's like a 0.86 fantasy point per minute guy. That's not even anything too crazy, but those minutes are huge. 18% usage, 15 points, 6.5 boards, maybe 2 stocks. And again, I'm beating this drum, but it's so important. It's a huge pace up spot, and he's 4,500. There's a ton of value coming out of Chicago, and especially in a matchup against the Washington Wizards, it's really difficult to ignore. You gotta have a lot of this Bulls team today. They're without question my favorite team. You should be rostering them a bunch, but more than anybody else, you should have Patrick Williams. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, February 8th. One last reminder, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. You guys know the drill. I'll be back again tomorrow with the new show and another edition of the NBA Contenders. Good luck tonight, everybody.